This week, Dr. Dana Boyd gives us some insight on how to deal with big data. Prioritize interpretation. Just because you can see the data doesn't mean you have any clue how to interpret it. It's the why questions, she says, that are the hardest to answer. Understand that in this day, most data is network data. So when I give away information, it's not just my data that I'm giving away. It's data that can be connected to other existing data and complete other people's stories that I didn't necessarily intend to complete. It's this idea that makes WikiLeaks so fascinating and potentially dangerous at the same time. Information gatherers should prioritize informed consent, that is, ensuring that users have access to materials to make informed decisions and the knowledge to understand those materials. Next, regulation is coming. Big data brings change, which brings about fear and sometimes anxiety, all of which bring about new regulation. It's just a matter of figuring out what that regulation will look like. Dr. Boyd is a supporter of the use of big data, but she wants to make sure that people accessing, collecting, and using this data are held to very high standards of transparency. She puts the majority of the burden on the data collectors to inform the public, instead of the more traditional stance of holding the public accountable for locating and interpreting the information. Her view could certainly be called idealistic, but her words are far from empty, as she has recommendations for how to go about achieving this balance. She encourages the academic community to be in conversation about these issues before they get to Washington. Additionally, she encourages them to share ideas with those outside of academia, like journalists, who have the power to disseminate these ideas to the public. Finally, she stresses usage over access and collection. Access is easy. It's knowing what to collect and how to use it that will be the future challenge.